Welcome to the Health Channel, all health all the time. I'm Olga Villaverde, coming to you from the Baptist Health South Florida studios. While genetics are important, good skin doesn't always mean good genes. Our diet and exercise routines play a significant role in our skin health and youthful glow. Joining us to talk about this today is Dr. Deborah Longwill, a dermatologist at Baptist Health South Florida, and Uni Green, a personal trainer and nutritionist at Somi Fitness. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, how are you, Olga?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Thank you for inviting us.
Oh no, thank you for being here. Your expertise and your beauty is what we all want.
Thank you.
All right, before we start talking about our topic for today, I do want to tell our viewers, not only are they gorgeous, but you know, these two ladies are business owners and mothers of 4. Is this true?
Yes, we're between the two of us, we have 8 children.
8 children. Okay, so you have
4, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Same for me. I have 2 and 2, so we're very blessed.
And business owners, how do you balance it all?
Well, it's tough. Obviously, we all know, but you got to do the best you can, and you look forward to helping others, and that's what gets us through the day.
Absolutely, and something that I know is very hard for both of you is just all that time to take care of yourselves, but it's important to always have that time, right?
True, you need time so that you can be your best to help other people.
All right, so tell me what you do and how you work together as a team, because obviously you're a dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much. When I first met Deborah at Somi Fitness, I was instantly, I fell in love with her. It's hard not to. She's an amazing, warm, loving person. And we both realized that we had so much in common. So I deal with people's, interior health and also exterior in terms of fitness and muscle tone and things like that, and weight loss. And when I spoke to Deborah, we realized that we had a lot of common advice, a lot of mutual understanding. And we said, well, people want to know how to look good all over, not just, being fit, but also have beautiful skin. So we thought, wow, we do give a lot of similar advice, and it all ties in together.
Absolutely, because beauty is on the inside and on the out.
True.
And that's something that we have to work on. So how did you guys then take that idea and then make what you've done, which is great, helping so many people in and out?
Yes. Well, first of all, the structure and function are all interrelated, of
course,
in the entire body. And so we joined together and we decided that when I have patients that need to continue to get fit and have the nutrition advice to maintain their healthy body, I refer them to my dear friend Uni, an expert, and then she vice versa. And everything we do inside our body affects our body inside and out.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we start talking about healthy habits and how they affect all of us inside and out, let's go, doctor, into some basics about just the skin.
Yes.
And let's take a look at an illustration of what we are covered with.
Well, when we notice our skin aging, we start noticing brown spots and thinning skin. And if you notice on the first diagram here, you're just noticing the skin at 35 years, and you can see the lattice formation of the collagen and elastin fibers nicely netted together. And as time goes on, based on just genetics as well as sun exposure and just time, our collagen and elastin do break down and separate, and then the skin gets thinner and thinner. And then as you see at 55 and more, you get the breakage of the collagen and elastin even more than you causing these little micro scars, which turn into wrinkles, and there continues to on, and you can have thinning with bruising skin and more pigmentation and broken capillaries.
Look how sad that is, all that collagen from 45 to 55, those pink circles. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we tend to get thinner and thinner and thinner skin, so it just even tears so easily, and the wound healing is more difficult.
I always laugh when I start seeing the reality of what's happening to me, and I'm right in between that 45 to 55. So obviously our skin will change over time. I've always wondered, and I get mixed answers every time I ask this question, but you're the pro here. So is it genetic, or is it what I've done to myself, or is it both?
I'd say it's a combination, environmental as well as genetics. You can have the gene to age quickly. However, if you take care of yourself, you stay away from the sun, you're not smoking, you're away from environmental influences, decrease the amount of sugar and alcohol, you will probably age less rapidly.
And Uni, I always like to add the factor of just attitude as well. I think attitude and just how you are as a person, you know, half glass full, half glass empty, I think that really spells just volumes on the face.
Absolutely. That truly resonates with me because in performance sports as well, attitude is everything.
Exactly.
You know, it starts with the mind. So I agree with that 100%.
I do want our viewers to know that if you'd like to call in, if you have a question for these lovely ladies, we do have a toll-free number for you. There it is right there, 855-796-4475. We have a whole hour to answer any question you may have. Our diet plays a big role in our overall skin health as well, right? Not just, you know, cardiac and cholesterol and blood pressure, all those things. Our skin health.
Yes, diet, if you're eating food that has a lot of sugar, it increases your glycation levels, and these proteins combine together and actually cause the oils in your skin to secrete, and then you have more bacteria, and then you can actually break out with acne or rosacea. Also, patients that have psoriasis or eczema have found that sugar and dairy can affect their skin.
What about with aging? Are there certain foods that can affect with aging a little more than others?
Mainly sugar.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
sugar is really a taboo.
Yeah, sugar.
And what do you notice with excess sugar? Because you're the nutritionist here
Yes.
as well.
Oh, yes. Well, sugar to me is the villain.
The villain.
It is a villain. Yes, and we're talking added sugar. So we want to make, you know, the distinction between sugar that's naturally occurring in foods, which is beneficial to a certain degree because fiber content in food. But added sugar is a big problem in this country. And as we know, you know, leads to a lot of health consequences. And as Deborah can attest to, you know, what starts on the inside then translates to the outside. We age inside with sugar as well. It's very inflammatory and then goes into you know, exterior consequences with the skin getting older more rapidly.
And doctor, there is research regarding diet and nutrition and skin health, right?
Yes, recently now they're noting that dairy and sugar do affect the skin, and they're noticing that in patients with psoriasis, that if they go on a Mediterranean type of diet, their psoriasis does improve. And the patients that have eczema with dairy and sugar, increasing amount of that actually makes their eczema worse.
All right, so let's go over some of the foods that the doctor and most nutritionists will recommend for a healthy diet, and not only that, but healthy skin as well. So let's start off from the top, doctor. Nuts.
Nuts like almonds and flax seeds can help with the skin texture and tone, and just the structure of your bones as well.
All right, and salmon is a good one, right,
yes,
Uni?
I love salmon. Healthy omega-3 fats, which increases the thickness of the skin and gives us the glow and moisture that we need.
I have to eat more salmon and
Yes.
incorporate it more in our diets. Berries, that's a big one, doctor.
The antioxidants, the berries, blueberries especially, and strawberries and raspberries.
Anything that ends in berries.
Yes, add all the antioxidants, which way you're going to get more oxygen supplied to your skin, which gives you a healthier glow.
All right, tomatoes. I was surprised about that.
So tomatoes have a lot of lycopene and also vitamin C, so they're very beneficial for your skin health in terms of transporting nutrients into the skin. Can also be anti-cancerous. That helps us with a cell regeneration, so
Okay.
really important.
And carrots and veggies. That goes
Yeah.
without saying.
The peppers that we have here, these orange and yellow peppers, they actually have more vitamin C than an orange, eating an orange.
Really?
And the just drinking orange juice is increasing the amount of sugar in your body, and if you eat the peppers, you're getting the more vitamin C without the sugar.
Does the color matter? Because I know you have here orange and yellow. I tend to like the red one,
Red one's fine too.
the red ones, but not the green. You're better off with color, or it's the same?
It's okay.
You know, we say eat the rainbow, so you
the
should try to eat as many different colors as possible.
All right, walk us through what you have here. Bananas, good. I know it's good for potassium, but
Yes.
what else can we add there?
Well, what's good about bananas is that it delivers carbohydrate with fiber, so it's low glycemic. So on this side of the table, we have more of the low glycemic foods, and here we have what we call junk food or higher glycemic. This puts a load on your body, and it increases insulin. So these are the no-nos. These are the good guys. You want to eat a predominance of these foods that have a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrients, vitamins, minerals naturally occurring in the food. Whereas here, everything is kind of made in a lab, so you know it's not as healthy. And
It doesn't look as pretty either, does it?
It doesn't.
I mean, it's so obvious.
Yes, but they try. You know, they try to attract us with pretty colors and catchy phrases. But yeah, I agree with you. I think this is beautiful.
Zucchini and celery. I was surprised to see the celery out here. What does the celery have?
Well, it's good for actually decreasing water retention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Sweet potatoes are fantastic.
Yes, a lot of fiber.
The biggest thing is when you're going to have something with, let's say, a sweet potato has a little bit of sugar, but with the fiber in it, it takes the sugar, so it's not increasing your insulin levels. Your body doesn't, it has to work a little bit more hard to metabolize it, and then that way you don't have that huge insulin spike and then give you the valleys and peaks of glucose.
And a lot of people sometimes wonder, well, if I like bread, why can't I have white bread? And this is obviously a whole wheat nutty bread. The difference, Uni?
So the difference is what Deborah just described. The white bread has very little fiber, whereas the brown bread stays longer in your digestive tract, and it mitigates, the fiber will mitigate the spike in the insulin. So very important.
All right. And when it comes to supplements, ladies, do you like those too to incorporate after something like this, or is it not necessary if you're getting this?
So my philosophy is that you should only use supplements when there is a true gap in nutrition. I always prefer to tell my clients to eat whole foods. But some people do have deficiencies and they need a little bit of extra supplementation.
And if you just take a vitamin every day, is that bad even though you're eating all this stuff?
It can be if you're overdoing it. There are certain vitamins that stay in your fat, and they're fat soluble, and you don't want to overdo those.
All right. And doctor, before I take a break, any tips on someone out there who might say, well, this is very challenging for me to do? There's a lot of people that just say, I can't.
Can't what? Eat the vegetables?
Yeah.
You can have it in like a small chopped salad. So you're not eating as...
There's a lot of way of disguising it.
Absolutely.
And you can add the nuts to it, and then that way you're getting the variety. You can add nuts, fruits, and vegetables all in one little bowl.
I took my girls to a restaurant in South Miami the other day, Town, and they have great salads there. And, you know, it had red peppers in it. Oh, goodness gracious. It was like, Mommy. And I said, they're tiny. You're not going to taste it. Don't worry about it. And they were like, no, no, no. And I said, just eat it. And, you know, they ate it. It was fine. Sometimes you just cut it off really small.
Right.
You'd be surprised how you don't taste it at all.
Exactly.
Right?
And they're actually sweet.
And
They
you can
taste good.
disguise it. You know, you can make little breads with zucchini. You can disguise sweet potato pancakes, so they don't even know.
Exactly. Lots of way of sneaking it in.
That's
All right.
right.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to switch it up, because when we come back, we're going to go over different foods and how they affect your skin, and over time, how they affect your skin and aging. You're watching the Health Channel, All Health, all the time on South Florida PBS. Today, it's all about aging. If you have a question, please call in using the toll-free number 855-796-4475. And remember, you can take the Health Channel wherever you go by visiting our website, allhealthtv.com. You can watch a Health Channel live stream or check out videos from previous shows as well. We'll be right back.
Worried about keeping your brain sharp as you age? Studies show that these 4 steps may help. Stay physically active. Strive for 2.5 hours of moderate exercise weekly. Reduce vascular risk factors like high blood pressure and cholesterol with good diet, adequate sleep, and medication when necessary. Talk to your doctor about diseases and drugs that may impair brain function, and keep your brain lively with social and intellectual pursuits. For more information, visit dana.org.
I may look like all the other dogs, but I was born for a purpose. To one day be your companion, your eyes to see the world. I'll be your courage, your friend. With me, you'll find new freedom and hope for a better future. A dog I'm not. I'm a Southeastern guide dog.
C stands for courage, collaboration, compassion, and cutting edge. with the most advanced radiation treatments, including proton therapy. At Miami Cancer Institute, C also stands for Cure. World-class cancer care right here at home. Learn more at miamicancerinstitute.com.
Make-A-Wish grants a wish every 17 minutes. I know that sounds pretty magical, but in fact, it takes more than magic. It takes muscle. So, when a kid like Fabian wishes to be a superstar, things happen. Whoa! Or when Kahim transforms into Super Kahim. He feels invincible. It's because wishes have proven physical and emotional benefits that can give children with critical illnesses a higher chance of survival.
Help us make sure every wish comes true. Join us at wish.org.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Welcome back to the Health Channel, All Health All the Time. I'm Olga Villaverde, and with us is Dr. Deborah Longwill, a dermatologist at Baptist Health South Florida. And to her left, Uni Green, a personal trainer and nutritionist at SoMe Fitness. And she is very fit. Both ladies are. We want to know your questions, so please call us using the toll-free number, 855-796-4475. We'd love to hear from you. So when it comes to skin conditions like acne, rosacea, and even wrinkles, sugar consumptions can matter. Let's talk a little bit more about sugar and its impact on the body. Every time I say the word sugar, I think of Celia Cruz. Yeah. Azúcar. I guess that's the only good sugar we can have, right? Bless her, one of the best singers of all time. Okay, so we talked a little bit about sugar and the inflammation on our body, which isn't good. So let's talk a little bit more about it. What are we eating? Let me start with you, doctor. What are we eating that has a lot of sugar, and what's happening to our bodies when we consume it?
Well, I'm finding that a lot of patients are eating a lot more dairy, and they're eating a lot more things with gluten, or they're having things with soy or corn, and those all affect the body by increasing sugar levels. And then that puts a stress on the liver, and then you have more inflammation on the joints as well as the skin, and it shows with redness, broken capillaries, pustules, pimples, clogged congestion, clogged pores. Things like that will affect you.
And I'm sure a lot of patients, when you tell them this, are not realizing it, right? And they're consuming it.
And so now, right, so they think that they're washing their face and continuing washing their face and doing their thing with their medicines, but they're actually affecting their face by eating a lot of sugar and a lot of dairy.
And Uni, when it comes to the numbers of sugar consumption, it's really shocking. Listen to this. Wow, Americans have gone from consuming 2 pounds of sugar per year to over 150 pounds per year. Now, can you put that in perspective for me? I mean, first of all, that's a huge increase.
It's absolutely staggering. So if you look at a 2-pound bag of sugar,
which we just had.
We had it. We are actually eating 1.5 bags a week, or 20 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's a lot.
So as my floor directors bring it, because I like to put everything,
I want to see the visual.
The proof in the pudding.
Yes.
So thank you, Devon. I do appreciate that very
Exactly.
much. So this is a little 2-pounder.
2-pounder.
So this is what we went from a year
total in a year to now eating more than that every week. Yeah.
And it's hidden.
And it's hidden in so many products.
Ave Maria.
Yeah, it's shocking. And a lot of people, like Deborah said, are not aware. Sugar is in everything. Things that we don't even think about.
For example, can you give me some examples?
Ketchup, dressing,
Yogurt.
soups, yogurt.
But I love yogurt.
Yes.
So what would you tell me to do? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people out there saying, well, I thought yogurt was good for me. And there's a new one called Oui.
Yes.
I like it. So what do I do?
You just have to look at all the back of every
Yes.
container and see how many grams of sugar in each container.
So there are some that have less.
Absolutely. So there are some that have 0 grams of added sugar. And that's what we're looking for, added sugar. So I commend you for bringing that up. You have to read your labels. And most people don't. And
Well,
it's
because
kinda
I'm assuming
tedious.
if I grab the yogurt,
Right.
I'm doing good. You
Right.
know, I'm having a yogurt. That's
It's-
fantastic. I think it's like the adult baby food.
Right.
Right.
It's healthy.
It's
quote unquote.
healthy.
So it is a little tricky. We have to actually read the labels today.
Okay, so how much sugar should we be consuming?
We should not be consuming more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. And that adds up very quickly. Just looking at foods that, bread, things that we put on our bread, peanut butter, healthy, yes, but has sugar. So you're quickly getting to that 25 grams without even thinking that you're eating any sugar. So that's where that comes in. And honestly, we don't need sugar. We do not need refined sugar at all. So,
okay. Is there a way of getting that sugar sweetness in another way?
Yes.
As opposed to how we're eating it?
I recommend stevia or a natural sweetener, not the artificial sweeteners, which have been shown to cause detrimental health effects, even cancer.
Okay.
But we want to look for stevia. I know some people prefer honey, agave. They have minute amount of nutrition, but to me, it's still sugar.
And your thought on brown sugar?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm one of those.
Why?
Because it's still sugar.
Okay.
And it's still going to raise your insulin levels, and it's still going to trick your brain into wanting more. It is addictive.
Right. So what happens is you get in a cycle. You have sugar, and you think you're satiated, but you're really not. You're not getting the nutrients. Then you end up going through this crash, and then you're hungry again, and then you eat again another muffin, and then an hour later, then you eat another muffin. You're just not getting full, and you're eating all the sugar, and it's adding a lot of stress on the liver, and that's where we're getting a lot of fatty liver as well. And it's showing out on the skin because patients are having problems with broken capillaries, bruising, thin skin, wrinkles, yellow discolorations.
Okay, so wow, we've learned a lot about azúcar here. Sugar, it's everywhere as we're learning more and more, speaking with these ladies, whether it is added to food or in food naturally, like my yogurt. A dietitian explains the differences, so let's watch real quick.
We tend to eat too much sugar.
Dietitian Kate Zaratsky says natural sugars found in vegetables, fruits, and plain dairy products usually aren't the problem.
Those sugars are within a nutritional package where you're getting other important vitamins and minerals.
So don't cut natural sugars. Instead,
eliminate as much sugar from processed foods as you can.
They're called added sugars. As a general rule, choose foods with less than 5 grams of sugar per serving. And consider skipping foods where sugar or any variation of it is listed in the product's first 5 ingredients, a signal it's a higher sugar item. And Zaratsky says if you need a taste of sweetness, add fruit or even a small amount of sugar to an unsweetened item.
That sugar-sweetened cereal might have several teaspoons of sugar, whereas if you bought an unsweetened cereal or used oatmeal, you could add a teaspoon and really enjoy that sweetness without it being excessive.
All right, we're going to talk more about this, but just to remind our viewers, there's our phone number, toll free, to give us a call. We are standing by to answer your questions, 855-796-4475. Now, ladies, there are so many different names for sugars. So I want to put up this graphic, and if you guys can walk me through this, because it just gets mind-boggling. Just mind-boggling. I mean, just so many different kinds. Doctor?
The dextrose, maltose, glucose, fructose, and corn sweetener. You think that you're eating something that it doesn't have sugar. It has dextrose or maltose. That's not sugar, but it really is sugar. And Uni, go ahead.
Yeah, well, there's 56 different names of sugar.
Oh my goodness!
So you really need a PhD to decipher them all.
You got to go to sugar college.
Exactly. But in truth, again, you have to look at the label, and if you see any of those ingredients, you want to stay away. And labeling laws are changing, so now we are required to put added sugar as a factor on the label, whereas in the past it was just sugar content.
So in the labels, we're looking for not just sugar, but something else?
Yes, added sugar.
Added sugars.
Yes.
And when we see that, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no.
Okay.
Exactly.
Of the list that we saw, if we could put that back up, if that's all right, gentlemen, Ed, that would be great. Are there any ones that are good there of that list that we saw? I mean, are there any good sugars?
So what we said before, like molasses has a trace amount of beneficial micronutrients. I mean, the darker the sugar, the more nutrition, but we're talking minute amounts of nutrition. So again, from my perspective, no.
Okay. And taking away the skin now and how we want to look, Doctor, what are the long-term effects of so much sugar in our lives, too? I mean, we're talking diseases at this point, too, right?
You're talking arthritis, you're talking psoriasis, you're talking fatty liver, you're talking osteoarthritis.
You're talking diabetes, you're talking...
Big time issues.
Yes.
Yes.
Over time, type 2 diabetes, as we know, is one of the largest threats to our country today. 70 million people are overweight in this country, and we do have to blame sugar consumption for a large part of that. Even cardiovascular disease, because it actually increases the fat in your bloodstream as you're consuming or over-consuming sugar. Dementia, cognitive impairment, yes.
When
So
you,
they
I'm sorry, go ahead, doctor.
They replaced went from fat-free, and then they added the sugar. And so
That
you
I
thought
know
you were,
happened.
So now, when you started in young age, and then you're going and you're eating all the sugar, and it just completely multiplies.
I remember that fat-free craze, that everything was fat-free in the supermarket. People started eating it, and they just ended up gaining more weight.
Exactly.
Because of the sugar.
And they didn't realize. And
Right.
that was, well, I really didn't appreciate that, because I thought that was a lot of a trick for people to buy something not realizing what they were getting. But that's why we have you on. We have this show to inform our viewers. Any helpful advice for someone that says, well, you know, I love sugar. It's almost like caffeine. For me, they cut my caffeine 9 months ago, and I was a Cuban coffee drinker. So for me to go from caffeine to no caffeine was extremely hard, but I did it, thank God. Advice for others who say, well, you know, I really depend on that sugar.
It's very difficult to cut anything that you're addicted to. And we know today that sugar addiction lights up the same centers in the brain as regular hard drugs, cocaine, to name a few. So it is a clear addiction. You're not imagining that you want it. You actually physiologically crave it. So it is difficult. Now, my advice is start slowly. Eliminate one thing at a time, because it's difficult to just go cold turkey. But for some people, cold turkey works better.
That's what I did.
Yeah, actually, if you go slowly, all of a sudden, when you taste the sugar or whatever you're addicted to, it tastes like poison. So you just gradually go, take it away, take it away, take it away, and then it tastes like poison to you.
Okay. And is there a side effect if you start cutting it? Because for me, I had headaches
Most
with the
definitely.
caffeine. That was really bad.
Yes.
I suffered from headaches for, I want to say, a couple weeks.
Yes.
It was awful.
Yes.
But with sugar, that too?
Absolutely. You can feel nauseous, clammy, headachy, just listless, very uncomfortable. But if you get through it in about 5 days, you already feel better. So it's not a long-term misery. It's pretty quick.
Right.
The body's amazing. We adapt
substituted
quickly.
and just listen to Celia Cruz.
Right.
Sugar. Azúcar.
And then if you go ahead and try and make a mistake, you know, have a little bit of something sweet, you go through the same triggers. You end up going through the nausea and the discomfort afterwards. So you stay away from it. It's like a poison.
All right. So to come, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about hydration. We're going to talk about probiotics. We're going to talk about more foods that you need to incorporate in your life and avoid. You're watching the Health Channel, All Health, All the Time on South Florida PBS. If you have a question for these lovely ladies, please call us using the toll-free number, 855-796-4475. And remember, you could take the Health Channel wherever you go by visiting our website, allhealthtv.com. You can watch a Health Channel live stream, or you can even check out videos from previous shows. We'll be right back.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
In the past 50 years, we've made a lot of progress in smoking prevention. But if we don't do more, 1 out of every 13 children alive today will die early from smoking. That's 5.6 million precious lives we can save. Together, we can make the next generation tobacco-free.
Every year, millions of Americans are exposed to a contagious virus.
What is this virus? It's stigma.
Stigma promotes an environment of shame,
fear, and silence,
which prevents millions of people from seeking help.
But
there's good news.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness believes stigma towards mental illness is 100% curable.
So do yourself and everyone a favor.
Go to curestigma.org and get tested for stigma.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
$145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack, a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from invisible or silent. Get back on your plan, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Welcome back to the Health Channel, All Health All the Time. I'm Olga Villaverde, and with us is Dr. Deborah Longwill, a dermatologist at Baptist Health South Florida. And right by her is Uni Green, a personal trainer and nutritionist at Somi Fitness. If you have a question for these ladies, please call us using the toll-free number 855-796-4475. We would love to hear from you. All right, so like our bodies, our skin needs to stay hydrated. We talk about it so much. And as much of a broken record that I think we become here on the Health Channel sometimes, I just think we have to talk about it more and more because people don't drink enough water. Am I right, Uni?
Absolutely. So men are supposed to drink 90 ounces a day and women about 70.
Why the difference, first of all, if you don't mind?
Well, men are larger, so
okay, well, yeah.
We are made of water, so they just need more water.
Okay.
And women are smaller. So that's part of the difference. Also, activity level makes a difference. Are you very active? Are you sweating? You need to drink more. So if you are dehydrated, a very simple way, and it's kind of gross, but you got to look at your urine.
Right. It's got to be clear.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
if it's clear,
then you know you're good.
Amen.
Yes.
How important is it for our skin?
It's really important for your skin. Your skin, each cell needs water to survive and to live. So you're going to notice if you're not drinking enough water, your skin is going to be dry all over. And also you're going to feel sluggish, you can get a headache. And the first thing I do when I do an exam on a patient, I look at their skin and I see it's dry. I say, how much water are you drinking? Well, they're not drinking that much water at all. And I'll say you have to increase the water, but then they get to they get worried. But then I have to go to the bathroom. I said, well, you have to drink because it means you're getting rid of all of the toxins out of your body. You need to drink your water.
It's really important. And my grandmother, God bless her, she lived to be 96 years old, Abby. And you guys may not agree with me here, but she used to always tell me, if you're not going to use any creams, and I don't use any creams, by the way, she said, toma el agua. Toma mucha agua. So I drink a lot of water. I'm not saying creams are bad. I'm sure creams are fantastic. But again, I'm very low maintenance. I hate having to do something every single day. Brush my teeth is fine. But I'll drink a lot of water, and I'll pick that over creams any day.
If you think of a plant, if you're not going to give the plant water, the dirt in the plant gets all dried up and the plant just wilts down.
That's right.
And that's just like our bodies.
And as soon as you put water, what happens to that plant?
The plant pops right up.
It gets happier than anything.
And the leaves get real bright.
So again, it was 70 ounces for women per day?
Yes,
and 90 for men.
That's a guideline, and it's...
So that's almost like 7 full glasses of water.
Correct, and it's pretty accurate. Now, the one thing to consider as an exercise physiologist or a trainer, when you're 5% dehydrated, your performance goes down 20%. Ooh. And a lot of people are not aware of that. So if you're an athlete and you want to do your best, you got to stay hydrated. It really has a huge impact on your performance.
Do you like drinking water before one works out or after?
Both.
Both.
So you want to be hydrated before, and we also have a saying: when you're thirsty, it's already kind of too late.
I've
you
heard
want,
that.
Yes, and it's true.
You're not supposed to wait till you're thirsty.
Yes, you want to drink consistently throughout the day, and cutting it sort of closer to evening so you don't have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes as you want to sleep.
This is true. Okay, so a lot of factors contribute to just how much water you need to keep your body hydrated. Dietitian Natalie Castro explains. Take a look.
Water is one of those topics that can be very controversial because we keep hearing how much should we have. We used to have that recommendation where it was 8 cups of water throughout the day. 1 cup is 8 ounces. It's about 64 ounces of water. So that sounded really good, but there's so many factors that can play into it. A person's height and weight, male or female, if they exercise a lot, or if they're in South Florida versus up north somewhere. 8 cups of water per day at least gives you a goal, something to reach for. How much you should be having, you really should be listening to your body as to how thirsty you are. So there can be concerns of over drinking water. Chances are that's not what typically happens. A lot of people tend to underdrink. A good way to check your hydration levels is actually to see how often you're going to the bathroom and actually the color of your urine. So if it's a pale yellow, that would be a healthy urine that will indicate a good hydration status. So if it has a very dark color, then that indicates dehydration. Sparkling water can also be an option for those who are trying to transition into drinking more water, just making sure it doesn't have any added sugars or added flavors. If you're currently drinking a lot of sodas, juices, teas, for example, throughout the day, you want to try to at least replace one of those with plain water and then trying to increase how much you go from there.
Great tips there. Let's go through a few more tips for keeping the skin hydrated, starting with avoiding exposure to dry air and the sun. Doctor.
Yes. Avoiding going in the sun and making sure you're drinking water when you're outside in the sun, and using soaps that are not harsh, and the antibacterial soaps tend to dry your skin out. Avoiding anything with like a alcohol wipe or glycolic acid, lactic acid. Those things are good for exfoliation, but they can overly dry you if you use too many of them. And then for children with eczema or dry skin, I'll have them put a moisturizing lotion in the bath, so they're getting hydrated while they're in the tub, and then moisturize after. And then a humidifier, which we don't really need too much here in Miami, but if you're north or in out west, patients need the humidifier to help with hydrating their skin.
And there was one there about chlorine. That's really bad, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the chlorine is definitely dehydrating your skin.
Why so?
It affects the skin. It just takes off all the natural oils on your skin and the bacteria on your skin.
But that's not taking away from still enjoying the sun in the summer in South Florida.
No, you just cleanse yourself with fresh water and then moisturize afterwards.
All right, that's good. Any tips there that you may have?
Oh, definitely. Just again, hydration is huge, and as we know, coming from the inside will show on the outside. So hydration is
true.
Very important.
So true. I'd like to remind our viewers once again that if you'd like to give us a call and if you have a question for the doctor or for Uni, there's the toll-free number 855-796-4475. We are standing by to answer any of your questions. All right. So they say what we drink really matters as well. In fact, according to a study back in 2013, 85% of Americans have at least one caffeinated beverage a day. I'm going to say that number has increased since 2013. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that. But, that's not bad, right? One a day?
No.
One a day is not bad.
One a day is not bad. I would say that the majority of people are having more than that.
Right. What's the caffeine doing now?
So we recommend no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine, which is 4 cups a day.
4 cups. Oh, that's a lot.
Yes, I think so too. And I generally tend to recommend about 200, so 2 cups a day.
And what would that translate into, like let's say a little shot of cafecito?
Well, a cafecito has 200 milligrams. So when you're talking cup, yes, exactly, you're done.
Don't have the colada.
No, because then you're done. But it does dehydrate you. It speeds up your respiratory rate. It increases your heart rate. I mean, it is a stimulant per se, so it has a lot of negative health consequences and also impacts your sleep. So you want to cut it off somewhere in the early afternoon so you're not tossing and turning at night, which also impacts your skin, because if you don't sleep, we don't look as glowing and as healthy as we want to look in the morning.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's such a thing as beauty rest, right?
Right.
Yes.
Well, and the older I get, the more I notice. I mean, in my 20s, I think I could go without sleep and still look pretty good. Even my 30s.
Yep.
Not anymore.
There's a lot of cell repair during that time.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of cell repair needed completely in my life. All right, so cutting back on caffeine, not easy to do. I've done it. Very hard, takes a lot of willpower. Here are some tips that we can give you. Keep tabs of the caffeine intake.
Right. And then cut back gradually, because otherwise you're going to have a horrible headache and then you're just going to give up and go back to it.
That's what I did. I did the half and half.
Yes. And make sure that anything you're taking or drinking sodas that you shouldn't be drinking sodas, but sometimes the sodas can have caffeine. And some of your medications can contain caffeine too.
Wow, that's
like
true. I didn't realize
Excedrin.
that.
Absolutely.
Excedrin has a lot of caffeine. Look at that.
Even PMS medications, Midol, things like that, because it is also a diuretic.
Okay.
So
good point.
Yes, you want to keep tabs of that and ease out of it slowly, or you're going to be miserable.
All right. Speaking of miserable, something that would be hard to ease out of, I just saw the little word here, alcohol. I tend to have a little glass of wine every night. It's kind of my little go-to. I find it to be fine. You're from Switzerland?
Sweden.
Sweden. It's very common there as well.
Yes.
Thoughts on alcohol?
So one glass can be beneficial, and we know that it can even decrease your body mass index. So people who drink moderately have shown health benefits.
Well, there you go.
Yes. So you're on to something. The bad thing is when you overdo it. And again, unfortunately, alcohol is dehydrating. So you will notice it in the gym, and you will notice it on your skin. As we all know. So if you're going to drink, you should drink also a lot of water, compensate. Make sure you stay hydrated. But occasionally here and there, I think it's okay.
Doctor?
Same, and everything in moderation.
Okay, and always have water after as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Right, okay. Fantastic. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the link between your gut health and your skin health. Oh boy, is that connected, isn't it, ladies?
Oh, yes.
It is.
Those two go hand in hand. You're watching the Health Channel, All Health All the Time on South Florida PBS. If you have a question for the doctor or for Uni, there is the phone number, 855-796-4475. And remember, you can take the Health Channel wherever you go by visiting our website, allhealthtv.com. You can watch the Health Channel live stream or check out videos from previous episodes. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Hi, this is Terry Bradshaw here to remind you that rheumatic diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus are important to know about. If you're like me, you don't have time for flare-ups to slow you down. That's why I've taken the American College of Rheumatology's pledge to live well with rheumatic disease, and you should too. Things like eating healthy, staying active, not smoking, and managing my stress keep me going. Visit simpletest.org to take the pledge to live well.
Did you know that people born from 1945 through 1965 have the highest rates of hepatitis C? but most don't know they're infected? People can live for decades without symptoms, but over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems. If you were born during these years, the CDC now recommends that you get a blood test for hepatitis C. So talk to your doctor and find out if you have hepatitis C. It could save your life. No more.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Welcome back to the Health Channel. All health, all the time. I'm Olga Villaverde, and with us is Dr. Deborah Longwill, a dermatologist at Baptist Health South Florida, and Uni Green, a personal trainer and nutritionist at SoMe Fitness. If you have a question for these ladies, please call us using the toll-free number right there, 855-796-4475. So, as the largest organ in our bodies, our skin is a field for textures, changes, and microbes. Emerging research is highlighting the impact of microbiomes and our health, even when it comes to skin, first of all. So let's talk about microbiome. Doctor, what is that?
So when we're born, we get a variety of different bacteria on our skin that becomes our own bacteria, viruses, and fungus. That's our microbiome. And those are our warriors to protect us from any other outside type of bacteria. And we have our own individual microbiomes, we're finding.
Mm-hmm.
And if you scrub your skin too much with a lot of antibacterial cleansers, or you're using a lot of hand sanitizers, you're taking away your protectors or your microbiome, and therefore you can get more infections, more acne, breakouts.
Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Uni?
So the microbiome also has effect on our health, a tremendous effect. It can determine even your weight, as we're finding out now. The research is emerging, but they've been
relatively new.
Very new. But there are studies that show that twins who have different microbiomes, have been separated at birth, have different weights because of what's composed inside their microbiome, mainly the bacteria. So if you have different strains of bacteria inside, you have a different weight. So this can be really interesting for weight control down the line. How if we can manipulate our microbiome from the inside, we can manipulate our health.
And what types of health habits affect the microbiomes besides what you said, which was the washing too much or being too aggressive?
Yeah, exceedingly taking a lot of oral antibiotics, and that could actually alter your microbiome in your intestines as well as on your skin.
And also diseases such as IBS and colitis, where you have a lot of gastric upset and you're actually losing a lot of the good bacteria from your disease, so you have to be careful with that as well.
It sounds, I could be wrong, but when I hear about microbiomes, and now you mentioned the gut, I think of probiotics as well. So are they kind of like go hand in hand?
Absolutely. So if you eat probiotics or foods that are rich in probiotics, you will increase your gut flora. We call it gut flora, which translates to better health, because the more variety of germs and bacteria that we have, which sounds kind of gross, but the better off we are.
Absolutely.
So again, studies have shown that people who are obese have less different strains of bacteria, as opposed to somebody who's at a good weight who has a multitude of different bacteria. So adding probiotics will help us balance our gut flora and can actually help us control our weight.
We hear a lot about probiotics, Doctor. Can you define it for us, exactly what it is?
It's a combination of different bacterias and good bacterias and virus and little fungi, that actually can help you protect yourself.
And we find them in some of these
products? You can find them in some cheeses and sauerkraut, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take some supplements. Kimchi is another oral food type that have the probiotics in them.
I know there's a huge correlation between our gut health and our overall skin health, our overall health, period. I think it was Hippocrates that said that.
Yes.
That it all starts with the gut. How does that correlate with skin health?
So, and anything that when you're eating and you're taking care of your insides, if everything's cleaning out and eliminating all your toxins, you're going to have a nice healthy glow. If you are not able to eliminate your toxins and eat properly, then it's going to show on your skin. It's going to be dull. It's going to have a lot of oils, bacteria. You can have some infections. You can have some redness and inflammation in all parts of your body as well.
If people want to incorporate more probiotics, and we were actually just talking about that before we started this segment, how can they? I know there's yogurts that have probiotics.
Absolutely. So those are naturally occurring. So any fermented food, except beer.
Let's not use that one.
Right, exactly. Probiotics can be bought as a supplement, and most people supplement with pills, and there are some good ones and there are some less good ones. So you want to look for something that has more than 4 strains, different strains. So you want to look for, if you look on the back, it'll say Lactobacillus, bifidus. So you want to look for something with more than 4 strains because you need, like I said before, a multitude of different bacteria.
All right, this has been such a great hour. I don't want to end the hour by first showing a couple of things that Uni brought.
Thank you.
This is adorable. I have to just, I don't know if we can get a close-up of this, but this is a Diet Diva Delight birthday cake. She said I could have it. It looks scrumptious. It looks like a little muffin in the back, and it has little birthday colors. Tell me what this is, and why should I eat it right now?
You need to eat it right now because you're hungry.
I am.
So I made those, started out as a thing for my husband because he likes sweets, and I realized he was eating too much added sugar. So I started experimenting, and those are actually made with 12 grams of protein.
Oh.
They're gluten-free. They have coconut oil. They have 5 ingredients that you can pronounce. And I make them handmade in my house.
Gosh, they're so good.
Thank you. No added sugar. And they are good. They have 110 calories. And I make them for Dr. Longwill because she is an avid health fan and she likes them. And so she can have her cake and eat it too. So I feel good because it's doctor endorsed, and
this is really good.
It's a real addiction.
Thank you. You know, sometimes you have to take.
It tastes sweet too.
It is. It does taste sweet because it has stevia, which is the sweetener that I do allow and recommend because it's natural.
All right, and then I also want to show this book. It says "Eat More
to Lose
More." Boy, who doesn't like that title? Eat More to Lose More. Tell me about this wonderful book.
Yeah, so the title, it sounds like you can eat everything and lose quicker, but obviously you want to eat more frequently to lose more weight because when you starve yourself, your body protects itself by holding on to fat. So by eating more frequently but not eating a lot of calories at one sitting, you're constantly burning fat and you stay in a good blood sugar range, which is really, again, the most critical thing we can do is to keep our blood sugar levels stable. So if you're eating frequently but smaller meals, you will start to lose weight.
And I like how you break it down and you have some great weekly diets that someone can follow.
Yes.
And see for themselves. Snacks, chapter 15. I love snacks. Day 3, day 4, day 5, you can follow it and feel a big difference after, right?
Absolutely. I have clients who I've never met who will call me up and say, thank you, I lost 80, 90 pounds with your book. That's really gratifying to me.
It is, and they're eating, because I can't stand when people say, I'm starving myself, I'm not eating. And then I'm like, well, you lost weight, but as soon as you start eating, you're going to gain it.
Exactly. That's the worst thing you can do.
So, and it shows stress on your skin.
Yes.
In fact, I like what you said about what your body does with the fat. What did you say about when you're not eating enough, it stores?
You store. You're going to produce insulin, which is a fat-storing hormone.
Exactly. For our viewers who'd like information on the book, where can they go?
eatmoretolosemore.com or somifitness.com, which is the mother site and has everything right there. somifitness.com.
Fantastic. I think we have about a couple minutes left. Is that correct? We've got about 1 minute left. So I'm going to ask you, Uni, to tell our viewers any last-minute thoughts on just a healthy New Year.
A healthy New Year is really important. Be kind to yourself. I know you want to change everything at once, but my most important recommendation is to set performance goals. So say, you know what, I'm going to work out 5 days a week, 30 minutes. Don't say vague things like I'm going to lose 10 pounds because it's not a specific goal. So break it down, do one step at a time, eliminate one bad habit at a time, and that way you'll start moving forward into a healthier new year.
That was fantastic. As I continue to eat, Dr. Longwill, any more advice you have? Sorry.
Good.
Just a Happy New Year to everyone, and make sure you're checking your skin for any type of skin cancer at least yearly, and drink lots of water, and make sure you're using some sunscreen to protect yourself.
And now that she said water, I have about a few seconds left.
There you go.
That was scrumptious. I want to thank you ladies so much. That was so good. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Oh,
thank you. God bless you both.
Thank you so
Fantastic
much.
stuff. I'm going to read the
you.
book myself. I'm going to take my birthday cake. This is why I have the best job in the world. I get stuff. Thank you for watching the Health Channel. Be sure to join us next time. All Health, all the time on South Florida PBS. Follow us on social media at All Health TV. And please be sure to visit our website, allhealthtv.com, where you can watch a live stream of the Health Channel and watch videos from previous episodes. And you can also find out about the Diet Diva Delight birthday cake. It's my birthday! It's my birthday! No, it's not. I'm Olga Villaverde. We'll see you next time. Take care.